So today's August 8th in Montreal, and so far the summer's been pretty good. I mean, we had one little heat wave. Actually, it was back in the spring. I think it was like the end of May when it got crazy hot in Montreal. And that's usually how Canadian summers go. For the most part, they're doing pretty good. But then there'll be like 1 or 2 weeks where it just gets crazy hot, and then no one is prepared. Because in a city like Montreal, I would say the majority of people don't have air conditioners. At least the majority of people living in like the older neighborhoods like I live in, these old buildings, they like, the newer condos and apartments, a lot of them have climate control, they're built for the future, which apparently is getting hotter and hotter, and is just something we'll have to deal with. But these older buildings built like 100 years ago, they weren't thinking about air conditioners. They had families of 8 people living in these tiny spaces that today like 2 people don't even want to share. It was just a different world for them back then. But today, I mean, we're getting more and more heat waves. More and more people are getting air conditioners, but still a lot of people don't have AC. Like, I have a portable air conditioner that I bring out sometimes in the summer for those special heat waves, but it's a piece of junk. Don't get a portable air conditioner if you can avoid it. They promise more than they deliver. It's cold if you're like 2 feet in front of the thing, but if you're on the other side of the apartment doing anything, or even the other side of the room, it just doesn't do that much. A city like Montreal, it's definitely not known for its heat, but the heat will get you. The humidity will get you. I sometimes think if winter in this city were just 5 degrees warmer, like if the coldest times of winter were 5 degrees warmer, and then the hottest times of summer were just 5 degrees cooler, then Montreal would be like perfect. It would be the perfect place to live. Because I don't mind a bit of snow. I'm Canadian. I like the snow. I like being able to go skiing or be able to go ice skating. That's a cool part about being Canadian. It's just when it gets to minus 30 with the wind chill that, you hate your life and you don't want to step outside even to get groceries. That's the part that we hate. When it gets so cold that stepping outside hurts your face. That part isn't cool. Same with the summer. I don't mind these hot summer days. I used to live in Vietnam, and every single day in Vietnam, I'd go from my air-conditioned apartment, and I'd go to a coffee shop to work at. I had a motorbike at the time, so I'd leave my... Actually, okay, at first I didn't have a motorbike. At first, I would walk like 15, 20 minutes to this little co-working space, and by the time I get there, even if it's like 11 a.m., I would be drenched in sweat. My back would be just drenched in sweat. I'd be exhausted. That was my workout for the day. That's how hot it was in Ho Chi Minh City. So eventually I got a motorbike, and then I could ride there. But still, like even on the motorbike, just feeling the sun is like, it's brutal. It's brutal heat, brutal humidity. So I know what that's like. Recently, I've been getting that same vibe out of some periods in Montreal's summer. And yeah, it's I don't know if this is climate change. I don't know if it's always been this way. I know a lot of New Yorkers complain about their hot, humid summers, but I think Montreal is very much the same. Like, check this out. This just came out today. This is the good news I woke up to on my phone today. Heat warning, Quebec. A warm and humid air mass will enter Quebec early this week and persist into Friday. Monday and Tuesday will be particularly warm with high temperatures exceeding 30 degrees. Okay, I mean, a lot of places exceed 30 degrees. That's not a huge deal, but look at this. Humidex values reaching 40. So when you add on the humidity, which is brutal in Montreal, you can get to 40 degrees Celsius with the humidity. Let's do a bit of quick math for our American friends. 40 Celsius to Fahrenheit, 104. So we're over 100 in Fahrenheit. Watch for the effects of heat illness, swelling, rash, cramps. Okay, yeah, we all know how serious extreme heat can be. Source, Environment and Climate Change Canada. That's interesting. It used to just be called Environment Canada. I don't know if they just recently changed the name to Environment and Climate Change Canada to try and like remind us that the climate is changing. But climate change is one of those things that like, okay, so it's changing, but what can I do? Like I've already stopped using plastic straws. Like I don't drive a car. Like what else can I do? It's kind of up to you, politicians. You need to do more than just change the name of Environment Canada. You need to actually, oh well, that's another discussion for another day. But the point is, one thing you should know if you're living in Montreal, if you're considering, well, if you live here, you already know it, but if you're considering moving here or even visiting here, you probably already know that winter gets very cold. But what might surprise you is those hot, humid weeks in the summertime. And if you get lucky, you won't experience it. If you get lucky, like, to be frank, the past month has been great. The past month, we haven't got above, 28 Celsius. And more importantly, in the evenings, it's like, 16. So it's 16, 17, low of 16 or 17. So like it's cool. It's pleasantly cool when you step outside. You don't need a sweater, but also you're not dying when you try to sleep. Because these old apartments, which Montreal is full of, they just gather heat. Like the heat doesn't leave them. Even when the door is open, the heat is like, nah, it's okay. I'm just gonna stay here with you and make your night miserable, So yeah, that's one thing to be aware of. The humidity, the heat in Montreal is a bit more intense than I expected it to be. And maybe more intense than you will expect as well.